Hey guys, welcome to which is actually day 29 today. Yesterday was the first day in the entire series where I didn't upload a video. I tried to record a video yesterday and it just seemed like the universe was like, just don't even bother. Like so many technical errors. I was like filming in some weird resolution that looked like so scrunched up when I tried to upload it to my computer. Then I tried again and then there was a sound issue. And then right after that, because this is New York and I think we just finished now finally the blizzard that was all over the news. We just got like I think 12 to 14 inches or something. I'm not even sure if it's finished. I think it's finished because it's not snowing currently, but the storm kind of affected internet speed for me yesterday and it was really slow, so it was just like all these things where it was like, okay, I don't think this is supposed to happen today. So I'm just gonna talk about it today, which is now day 29, and I just want to say, like, what a cool journey it's been, especially making these videos. Like for me, missing like one day yesterday, I was like, oh my god, like this is so strange. I'm not editing something, I'm not uploading it, I'm not creating thumbnails, I'm not putting it over social media. Like it just definitely felt like I was out of my routine, which means I got into the routine of making videos, which is something I've always wanted to be consistent at. So I'm glad I finally achieved a kind of milestone in that area. But to talk about the detox itself, it almost feels like I don't think of the detox as something separately from me anymore. As something separate, I don't even know if I use the right word there. But it almost feels like I've kind of incorporated it into my everyday life at this point. Like now I don't feel like I need to do much different than what I've been doing during this cleanse. So I almost feel like I just kind of incorporated bits and pieces of it into my everyday life, where I'm just going to be doing a lot of those things now on a daily basis. It's not something I have to go specifically out and do a cleanse for, which is kind of cool. Like I actually like how I feel. I love the stuff I'm doing. I love the products I've been using. I love raw food and fruit and things like that. And I just think, you know, I'm going to be doing most of this stuff still. Like nothing's really changing. So for me, it almost doesn't feel like an end to anything. And I didn't expect that going into this detox. So it's kind of cool. And something I've been really kind of sticking with since the detox, like I've known about this for a long time, but I haven't actually like practiced it every single day, like regularly, but it's just kind of fallen naturally now where I'm doing intermittent fasting. And I know I said I was going to talk about that, so I want to have a little moment here and talk about what intermittent fasting is. Let me get into a more comfortable spot. So intermittent fasting is, there's two different ways to look at it really, but if you figure fasting in general is, you know, fasting from food, giving your body a break from putting all of its energy towards digestion, because when we eat food, especially heavy foods or processed foods or hard to digest foods, all of your body's energy essentially, not all of it obviously, but like a majority of it goes to the digestion process. And it takes away from everything else in your life. If you're trying to do things during the day or accomplish things, you don't have the energy or the drive or the motivation or the resources to put towards the things you want to be doing in your waking day life. And sometimes taking breaks from food really helps to not only like enliven your system back up, but to give you that energy that you're looking for. And something I've found to do that really easily without even having to change the types of foods you're eating is with intermittent fasting. And like I said, there's two ways to do it. The most common way is to have a designated window of time during each day where you are eating your food. So let's say, for example, I think the most common, I'm just going to go with like the one that I've heard the most, where it's you're fasting for, 16 hours? Yeah, there's 16 hours per day that you're just having like either nothing at all, water, or like herbal teas, or like very light stuff like, you know, like lemon and water or whatever. And then an 8-hour window where you can consume the food that you need. And it's not like during this 8-hour window you're just like stuffing your face with like all you can eat during 8 hours. It's still like listening to your body. If you're hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, then, you know, put your energy towards something else. And for example, like what a day would look like, let's say that you wake up at, I don't know, like 7 or 8 a.m. or something, right? A typical intermittent fasting day for you could be where your eating window of time is between 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And anytime between those hours, you're consuming basically anything that contains calories of any sort. So like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, cooked foods, or even if you're not on like a vegan diet, like any diet can actually participate in intermittent fasting. It's just like limiting your food to that window of time. And then when it's not the 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. period, what you're doing is you are just either having water, teas, like herbal teas, not caffeinated, like nothing that has sugar. You don't want to sweeten anything. Just very basic hydrating things, and only if you need them. Like, don't feel like you just have to, chug all this water back if you don't actually want it. Don't force yourself, but just know that those are the things that you do during the off time. And when you do this, you give your body 16 hours consecutively each day to focus on the digestion and optimization of your body, because there's a certain amount of time where your body isn't digesting food. So it can go towards healing other things in your body, like any problem areas, diseases, fat. It's really good for weight loss, and just basically making your body more available to do things that it hasn't been able to do because of all the work it does towards digesting food. And I like to use that general base time of 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Obviously, that's if you're on like a normal people sleep schedule where you're waking up early, going to bed relatively early. Because kind of the premise of this is you want to wait a couple hours from when you wake up before you eat, and also you want to stop eating a few hours before you go to bed. So kind of just adjust that time frame according to what your personal sleep schedule is. So I would say like at least like 3 hours after waking up is when you want to start the soonest that you eat, like 2 to 3, and then kind of leave the same amount of time from the last meal before you go to bed at the end of the day. And then the more you get into this, you might find that 8 hours is too big of a window. You might want to decrease that more. And then it depends on the level of intensity and the level of where you're at and what your body needs or doesn't need at that point in time. You can change that. And then the second form of intermittent fasting that isn't the 8-hour window, 16-hour window, is where you just pick one 24-hour period per week where you're just doing a complete fast. Like, let's just say Tuesdays, we're not going to have anything but water or teas for a 24-hour period. And then the rest of the days of your week look relatively normal. And I think that's great. That's cool. I just don't personally, from experience, find it as effective as incorporating it every single day. And I think that it's something everyone should give a try. Just try it for like 3 days and you'll see like what a difference that it makes. If you can really do it for a week and you'll see like probably the biggest changes. But I've just found that my body kind of naturally, just from doing this particular cleanse and detox, like put myself onto that type of schedule without even me having to think about it. So I want to let you guys know that I'm still going to be making videos of some sort, although I'm still brainstorming what kind of content I want to put out now that this detox series is finished. But I want to remind you guys too that I am going to be going to the completion process training next month in April in Utah with Teal Swan. And I just found out that basically my deposit tuition is due in like a week. So I'm just trying to raise as much money as possible to ensure my spot, and then I can go to this amazing training and help so many people with their emotional traumas. So I'm going to leave links down below for my crowdfunding page if you feel so